Identifying error in sentence structure. There are many rules detailing how to build sentences. One mistake can change how a sentence is understood. This lesson discusses how to avoid some common errors in sentence structure. Sentence structure. The written word is an essential form of communication in the world today. In order to be effective, all writing must follow a particular type of sentence structure. Sentence structure can be thought of as the rule that governs the structure of written sentences. In other words, sentence structure is how you build sentences. Sentence structure is vital in writing. Any piece of writing needs to be clear so that others can understand it. Communication is the whole point of the written word. Sentence structure gives clear expectation of how sentences must be formed so that others can easily read and understand your writing. Let us look at some important aspects of sentence structure and how to avoid making common errors. Subject-verb agreement. Perhaps the most basic rule when it comes to sentence structure is subject-verb agreement. Remember, subject is the person or object doing the action in the sentence. A verb is the action. For example, in this sentence, Sally eats a burger every day. Sally is the person doing the action and so is the subject. Eats is the action and so is the verb. Subject-verb agreement is the idea that the verb must agree with the subject. In other words, the verb must change form to match the subject. In that same sentence, the verb eats is in the form that agree with the singular subject Sally. This sentence would be incorrect if it reads, Sally eat a burger every day. Since eat without an S is a form of plural subject. For instance, the sisters eat a burger every day. Sisters is now the subject and is in the plural form. So eat is the form that agrees. Compound subjects are also plural. So be sure to use the correct form when there is more than one subject. The biggest error with subject-verb agreement comes when the subject of the sentence is unclear. This usually happens when the sentence is complex. In other words, interrupt the action. Come in between the subject and the verb. For example, the couch and chair that were clawed by the cat has been thrown out. Did you notice the error in the agreement? The couch and chair is the compound subject of this sentence and needs a verb that uses the plural form. However, the phrase that were clawed by the cat is an interrupting phrase and may make agreement hard to decipher. Has is a verb but should be changed to have to match the plural subject. Therefore, the sentence should be the couch and chairs that were clawed by the cat have been thrown out. To identify when error occurs, find the actual subject of the sentence. Check for interrupting words and ignore them to check for agreement. Clauses. Clauses can also cause errors in sentence structure. A clause is a unit or group of words ranking below a sentence but still consisting of subject and predicate. Remember that a predicate is the verb and all the words that follow in the sentence but not subject. And that a sentence is not considered complete unless it has both a subject and predicate. An independent clause is a clause that has a subject and predicate and can stand alone as a complete sentence. A dependent clause is a clause with a subject and predicate but cannot stand alone. If a dependent clause is standing alone, it will be a fragment, which is an incomplete sentence. Thus, a dependent clause must be attached to an independent clause. Let us look at an example of dependent and independent clauses. This sentence, Molly was studying for her math exam, is an independent clause since it has a subject, a predicate, and can stand alone. However, if you add a conjunction, which is a word used to connect phrases, the clause becomes dependent. While Molly was studying for her math exam is not a complete sentence. It has a subject and predicate, but needs to be attached to an independent clause. While Molly was studying for her math exam, the fire alarm went off. Adding the independent clause, the fire alarm went off, makes the whole sentence now complete. So to identify errors with clauses, check for dependent clauses standing alone. Also watch out or conjunction that might turn an independent clause into a dependent one. Parallel structure. Lastly, sentence structure greatly relies on having parallel structure, which is the consistent format of words and phrases within a sentence. What this means is that the words and phrases in each sentence should follow the same pattern. For instance, my sister loves to hike, swim, and ski. In this sentence, the pattern in the list is in the infinitive action words. To hike and swim are infinitive form, but skiing is not. To make this sentence parallel, change it to my sister loves to hike, swim, and ski. Sometimes parallel structure can be larger than a short list. For example, the teacher told the student that they should study for the exam, that they should eat a healthy breakfast the day of the exam, and to do some practice problems. This is a longer sentence, but still needs to be parallel. In this case, to do some practice problem does not follow the structure of the rest of the sentence. Instead, make it. The teacher told the student that they should study for the exam, that they should eat a healthy breakfast the day of the exam, and they should do some practice problems. Now this sentence is parallel. To avoid errors in your writing, be sure that all your words and phrases are parallel.